Hey guys, in this video, I'll be making my tier list video. The last one, I just put in too many animals high tier, and I was mostly judging it on the player instead of the animal. This time I'm going to be judging it on the animal and their abilities and stats instead of the player's skill and capabilities with the animal. So before I begin the video, if you hit the subscribe button and hit the like button, and comment down what's your favorite animal in the game and what do you main, that'll be great. Alright, let's get into the video. Starting off with the shark. The shark recently got a major buff, the charges, and you could go instead of just freezing and being able to boost. It's way better now. Not S tier, but A tier, only because the ability, it's really hard to turn, and if the ability is easier to turn, I think that'll be S tier. They still get killed by a lot of things like whale, orca, and those other things in the ocean. So that's why I'm only giving it A tier. Next up, Croc. Best animal in the swamp. I know the hippo counters it. Why is not the hippo not the best animal in the swamp? Because no crocodile is going to be trying to kill the hippo. The hippo could only kill the croc if the croc is either super bad or in a small area where the boost of this hippo could kill the croc easily. But I think the croc is not going to be able to let the hippo kill it. That's why I'm putting the croc S tier. Next up, the marlin. Marlin, it's a great animal. Well, not a great animal, but it's an alright animal, good animal. I'm giving this a B tier. It's more of like a hit and run animal. If the bleed was longer or add one extra boost, I think that'd be either A or S tier. It's still a good animal, but a good animal in the B tier. Either high C or low B tier. So next up, orca. Orca, give me this S tier. It has a lot of strategies, a lot of abilities you could use the orca for. A lot of things you could use orca. Double grabbing, 180, wall pinning, air pinning. This in 1v1, if it could grab you, it'll be devastating. Orca is obviously better than Croc. Croc can't really get orca. Next up, whale. The whale is an animal that does not need any skill at all. You just have to walk around and click to suck into animals. You don't really have to have a lot of game knowledge, except, I don't know, nothing, except that you have to get boost back. Giving this S tier, because it destroys everything in a 1v1. Whales are just super annoying. So don't counter pick as a whale, please. Play an animal that you're actually good with. If you're gonna play 1v1s with this. Next up, Manta Ray. Doing this A tier only because it can still get killed even with a super powerful build if the other player is playing a counter. I'm not gonna say what, but this animal will get countered by a lot of things. It's only good, and I think it's not the 1v1 game mode because you get random picked builds. But in like if you have a great build and you're fighting someone head to head without any interruption, I think that's good. But at 1v2, I don't think it's that good. It has low health overall. If it had higher health and a little bit more base damage, I think I'll put it S tier. But for right now, it's gonna be A. Next up, tiger shark. It's a good, decent animal. The stealth is nice. It has 3 boosts. Does enough damage to get it to B tier. It could kill a lot of animals if you're good with it. That stealth is super good. If someone knows you're there, the stealth is obviously not going to work. But if you're hiding and the person haven't already seen you, if they haven't seen you yet, and they're not expecting you attacking them, you could easily get the first 3 hits on them at least with that hit, boost, and then try to get another hit in, and they'll be around like 60% health. Super good if you know how to use it. Next up, we have Torpedo, a super overpowered animal. 1v1, it's great. Hunting, it's great. In teams, it's just wonderful. If this is on a team, I would recommend not fighting it, because if you get stunned, the team is going to come in and just start destroying you. Good animal overall. The Manta Ray, it's a okay animal, has low health. I think this is only good like at hunting smaller animals. So I'm going to put this at a B tier. It can still obviously be used in 1v1s. Good if you know how to use it. If you know how to use it, that's perfect. That's nice. But the animal overall, low health, low damage. The only thing, I think the only good thing about it is its bleed. It does a lot of bleed damage with the boost attack. Hit and run animal, like the marlin kind of. Alright, anyways, on to the Sawfish, Shark. Good animal, nice animal, good in 1v1s. If you could get the saw on and do a lot of bleed damage, you can get in there and penetrate that enemy. Teams, it's pretty nice. Hunting, it's super good. Could kill tier 9 to 1 in around 10 seconds. I don't think it deserves A tier or S tier. You can put it in B tier. It's good, but not that good, you know. Next up, the Sunfish. It's not a good animal. I don't think it's a good animal. It has an ability where when it's next to the surface of the ocean, it gets regeneration, but that regeneration is super weak, and I think if they added more health or higher regeneration, this animal would be C or B tier, but right now it's going to be D tier because of that. Next up, Hippo. It's a good animal in the swamp, good on a team. Its boost is super slow, but if you could get a good angle on an enemy and actually get them stuck in a stun, that'll be super perfect for any situation. Doesn't matter what swamp animal it is. If you get them in that area where they can't escape, that's an easy kill for you. 1v1s, it's great if you get that. The same thing in the normal game mode. If you could just get them in a good area where you could stun them, like in a corner or something, that would be great. Next up, Piranha. Not the best animal. I think it's one of the worst animals in the game, probably next to Eagle. So I'm gonna put this not at F tier. It's good for farming, but not good as a tier 10. Next up, the Alligator Snapping Turtle. It's a good animal, good in swamp, very good on a team. But the only downside on it is it's super slow. I understand that it has the boost, but if you're trying to get away and you try to boost and it's just super slow, the animal could just swim towards you and doesn't even need to boost. So I think this will be better if it had a little bit more speed, just a little bit more speed. But it could easily fight everything in the swamp. Easily, I guess. Sometimes easily. Depends on what animal you're fighting. It's a good animal. Deserves A tier. Not S tier. Alright, next up, Cachalot. Not the best animal in the ocean, but it's definitely a good animal in the deep if you're going that. It can kill every single thing in the deep. You have to be careful around the sleeper sharks. Sleeper sharks should kill it if the Cachalot is not aware that a sleeper shark can kill it. You can kill everything else in deep, no problem. Giant squids, Doblin Sharks, Waffle Squids, E-seal if it's down there. And anything else down there. And next up, the Alligator Gar. It's a super good animal in 1v1s, nice animal in the swamp. I think it's kind of overrated. The Crocodile, if a pro Crocodile and a pro Gar went against each other, the Crocodile counters the Alligator Gar. The Alligator Gar is going to lose against the pro Crocodile. Even if the Alligator Gar spell is really gonna lose against Crocodile, Crocodile is the counter. That's why I'm giving it A tier instead of S tier next to these animals. Next up, Anaconda. It's a good animal on a team, good animal in 1v1s, annoying animal in 1v1s. Even the C tier, if you're not super accurate with your grabs, you could really get messed up. You easily get defeated if you're not accurate, and if they're escaping really fast and know what to do. In a normal game, I think it's good, but not like super good. Like the other swamp animals can easily kill this if they're not terrible at the game. That's what I'm gonna say about the Anaconda. C tier. Next up, soft shell. I was gonna put this in C. It's not a super terrible animal. It's kind of good. Everything else in the swamp can kill it. AST, Crocodile, Alligator Gar, Anaconda. But it's good on a team if you're trying to lower the enemy's health just by a little bit. I think it's better to play any other animal in the swamp besides this. I feel like this needs a little bit more damage. It has no recoil. So I understand why it has slow damage, but I think if it has either higher health or higher damage or higher health, I think it would be way better. At least B or A, so maybe S. But right now it's C. Let's see if it will get buffed or not. Next up, Stonefish. It's not a good animal in 1v1s. It could hunt animals lower tiers pretty well, get a lot of score. Fighting other tier 10s in an open area. If you're actually playing good with this, yeah, you could kill most tier 10s, but not all of them. Stonefish has really low health. 3 boosts from like Tiger Shark could easily kill it. Maybe if the poison lasted longer and did way more damage, people would be more scared of it. People are not intimidated by this thing. It's great on the team though for that poison damage. Yeah, that's all I have to say about the Stonefish. C tier. Next up, Polar Bear. Polar Bear. The snowballs are really super strong against other animals. If you're hitting some of them, getting that bleed off 3 times, that animal is done for. But if you miss like 1 or 2, you're gonna die if you don't get those boosts back fast enough. I'm not putting it at S tier, I might put it on A tier. But actually, you know what? I'm putting it at S tier. One of the best animals. No, it is the best animal in Arctic compared to everything else. As I'm putting it at S tier. Next up, Walrus. This is a alright animal. Its boost does extra damage, extra speed. Think of this B tier, only because it doesn't do enough damage, and they could easily dodge it and wait out until you use up all your boost and just keep on hitting you and dodging easily. This is like fighting a Basking Shark or something. Just wait out the boost and then attack them when they have to reactivate it. You could easily just hit and run this animal. But if you're skilled with this and you're actually hitting the animal a lot, you could easily kill them. But I'm not gonna give it S or A tier. I'm just gonna give it B tier. Next up, that E seal. It's good. It has ability. The more damage it takes, the more damage it does. It could go into the deep, but I don't recommend that at all. Do not go in the deep if you're playing E seal. You'll get destroyed by everything else in the deep. Everything else in the deep is just way stronger than the E seal. Don't go in the deep if you're E seal. It's a good Arctic animal. I think it's better than the Walrus. I'm giving it B tier, not A tier or S tier. Next up, Sleeper Shark. Easy A tier. It could triple stun grab. It could just do a ton of damage. If in a closed area, you do not want to fight a Sleeper Shark. If they could easily grab you, it's game over. If the Sleeper Shark grabs you, you're gone. If they know how to do triple stun spam, it's over. This is a super strong animal. I think it's underrated, sorta. I see people play Colossal Squid over Sleeper Shark. I think this is a great animal. It doesn't deserve S tier, but it could definitely deserve A tier. Next up, Doblin Shark. It gets destroyed by everything else in the deep. It's good if you're good with it, but if you're just starting off and you're just clicking animals, and like normally this isn't gonna kill Sleeper Shark, Cachalot, Giant Squid, Colossal Squid. It doesn't stand a chance if you're not good with it. You have to be like super good with it to kill those animals. You gotta know what you're doing. That's why I'm giving it a C. Because if you're not pro with it, you're not gonna be getting those high scores with it. Next up, Whale Shark. It's a good, decent animal. If you don't have the Remoras, you're not gonna do any damage. It barely does any damage without the Remoras. Max the Remoras in a 1v1 or any other fighting situation, it'll be great. But most of the times, people could just dodge the Remoras. That's why I'm giving it a B tier. If you could hit all those Remoras, that would go for a ton of damage. You could easily just get in and finish off the kill. Next up, Humpback. It got its stun spam nerfed badly. There's still other things you could do with this animal, like the roar, the ruin, the other abilities it has. You don't have the stun spam. That didn't make it like a super terrible animal. Just like follow. I think there's a guide on YouTube somewhere of more tactics than just stun spamming. So it's still a good animal, but not like how it used to be. Next up, Giant Squid. This animal is great in the deep. I think the only thing that can kill it in the deep is the Cachalot. It could destroy everything else. That grab is just devastating. You do not want to get grabbed by this because if they're skilled, they're just gonna keep on dragging you through lava, the ice, over by big piles of food. And then 1v1s, it's just even worse. They're gonna try to airpin you if they know how to do that. But if it's not skilled, maybe Doblin Shark or the other animals kill it easily, of course. But just don't let this grab you, and don't let it do a ton of damage. Next up, Coconut Crab. I only played this once. I think it's a good animal. It has 3 boost. It does a ton of damage. That sink, and then you just hop on the animal, just finish them off. They won't be able to escape because they can't go up or to the side very fast. If you could get in, if you're jumping off islands, you're jumping off trees, that's perfect. I think it deserves A tier, not S tier. Only because if the animal gets on top of you, starts hitting you, it's going to be hard to fight. And if they're dodging your boost, because the boost is slow, the turtle's slow going, the crab is slow going up, so they could easily dodge. That's when we're going to get A tier. Next up, Bull Shark. You can no longer spam the boost. I don't think that made it a worse animal, but it's definitely not a super good animal. Giving it C tier. It has like a hit and run method now. Just hit, get plus 15% speed when going backwards. Hit, 15 speed, hit all those 3 scars. You do a ton of damage. I think it's a decent animal for like beginners or something if they're just trying out other animals. I definitely recommend bull shark. It's a good animal, decent animal, well balanced. Alright, next up, waffle squid. It's one of the better deep animals, but I won't give it a super high listing. Super high tier. It could still get killed by sleeper, giant squid, cachalot, sometimes goblin, but this is gonna kill the goblin almost 100% of the time. Get charged and blast yourself and do a ton of bleed damage, slow the animal down, and if they're trying to run away, and they're gonna die, because this has 3 boost and it can do that 3 times. Charge up your boost to slap, full charge your boost to boost, and hit with both of your arms at a certain like if you're like far apart and it hits you with the 2 of the things directly on you, I think that does way more damage than it going above you. Decent animal in the deep, good animal. Next up, leatherback. It's a super good animal. I recommend it. I played it my first time in the 1v1s like a week ago or 2 weeks ago. It's super good. The shield can cancel out grabs. You can kill orcas with it. You can kill a lot of things in the ocean with it if you're timing those shields correctly. Pretty nice animal. Better animal than these other animals down here. Next up, Basking Shark has great soul potential. It's the blasting, just super good. You could just go in and destroy teams with it, full teams with it. They're just gonna get blasted away. They're gonna go in. They're gonna come in. They're just gonna try to run away, and then just destroy them. It does a ton of damage. That's what I'm gonna give it A tier, only because it's not super great on teams because you blast away your teammates as well, and that doesn't let your teammates get close to the enemies that you're trying to fight. But other than that, a great animal. Next up, Thresher Shark. The last video I made on the tier list, I said this is a super good animal. It is a good animal if you're skilled with it, but I don't think everyone is going to be as good as some of the pros like Splat Cat and people like that. They're not going to be flying across the map and destroying everyone they land on. It's not possible for everyone to be that skilled as Splat Cat right now. So I'm going to give this a C tier. It's a good animal. I'm not saying it's bad. It's a great animal. It's just that not everyone is super good with it, and not like people that are just not everyone's gonna be good at Splat Cat. That's what I'm saying. Alright, next up, eagle. Given this next Piranha, it's not like super bad animal, but it's like one of those trolling animals that you use. Not good against fighting tier 10s. It's only good against low tiers. If you get caught against any other tier 10s, you're gonna lose almost 95% of the time. That's what I have to say about this animal. Alright, that's my updated tier list, the best tier list. So see you guys in the next one. Hope you have a great day, and bye.